So in the previous episode, we introduced what would be one of the biggest projects we've ever taken on. An electric swapped, fully restored 911. And in this episode, we're gonna fully disassemble the interior of this thing. We're gonna document the process of disassembling a 47-year-old interior, seeing how it held up over the years, seeing what's reusable and what has to be replaced. We'll start with the seats. These are held in by 4 bolts per side. On an old Porsche like this, you wanna take your time. If a bolt feels tight, stop. Hit it with some WD-40 or other penetrant. These captive nuts are welded onto the floor, and if you break one loose, you've just created a much bigger problem. Now, what would be up next is the carpet and possibly some sound deadening, and this is where the real truth of the car starts to show. Porsche glued everything down from factory, so this is a mix of careful peeling and sometimes just brute force. But in our case, we were lucky enough to have the carpet already removed. We got some help from CBA Auto Glass to remove the front windshield and the rear Targa glass. Now, in order to access the seal for the rear Targa glass, the Targa cover has to be removed. This was held in by multiple Phillips screws on the front end and 2 hidden screws in the wheel well. In order for the rear glass to come out, there's a harness that has to be fed through the engine compartment and 1 ground screw that has to be removed. With that, the rear glass was removed and stored safely. With the majority of the components removed from the rear end of the vehicle, it was now time to start with the dash. So these are the bolts, these are the tamper-proof that Porsche uses. They usually have a head on them, almost like a cylinder, and then once the torque for the bolt reaches its proper spec, the actual head breaks off and leaves you with a bolt that's like this. Now, the thing about that is that there's no way that you can put a socket on here in order to grab the edges. The easiest way that I found to remove these was use a punch and a chisel, indent it, and then slowly clock it as you hammer the head away. Let me know if there's an easier method that you guys have found to get these off. And just like that, the interior is completely disassembled. I want to be clear, this is not a how-to. This is just how I took things apart and what I encountered during the process. This is somewhat the bare bones of the interior. There's leftover glue, 47 years worth of dirt, grime, and dust in little crevices. The interior is mostly taken apart. The only thing that remains is the pedals, the shifting rod, and the e-brake cable. Now, with the interior fully disassembled, we can now move to the next step, which would be to thoroughly inspect each individual part and assess whether it needs to be replaced, cleaned up, or if it needs to be repaired. So with that being said, thanks for watching. Now enjoy this montage of what a 47-year-old interior looks like.